a land bathed in endless sunlight, where people lived for 1,000 years, free from war, pain, and disease. The ancient Greeks called it Hyperborea, a mystical civilization hidden beyond the reach of the north wind. But what if it wasn't just mythology? What if fragments of a real lost civilization were hidden in these ancient tales? Join us on Quick Facts Verse as we explore the legend, history, and mystery of Hyperborea, a forgotten land that may hold the key to humanity's ancient past. What was Hyperborea? In Greek mythology, Hyperborea was a legendary land situated far to the north of Thrace and Scythia regions already considered distant and mysterious by the Greeks. The name means beyond Boreas, with Boreas being the god of the north wind. This wasn't just a cold, icy place. Hyperborea was a paradise. Ancient sources claimed it was a land of eternal spring, where the sun never set and the people lived in perfect harmony. It was said to be home to a noble, peaceful race devoted to Apollo, the god of light and knowledge. Hyperboreans were described as tall, beautiful, spiritually advanced, and living for centuries, even 1,000 years. But why did the Greeks, surrounded by Mediterranean landscapes, believe in a utopia in the frozen north? Ancient writers speak. Let's look at the ancient sources. Herodotus, writing in the 5th century BC, mentioned Hyperborea with some skepticism but acknowledged the widespread belief in its existence. He reported that offerings were sent from the Hyperboreans to the temple of Apollo at Delos via a sacred route. Pindar, the lyric poet, described Hyperborea as a place untouched by sickness and death. He wrote that neither by ship nor on foot shall you find the marvelous road to the Hyperboreans. Pliny the Elder, in his Natural History, placed Hyperborea near the Arctic, where daylight could last 6 months, possibly inspired by distant reports from northern travelers. The Hyperboreans, according to legend, built magnificent temples, played music for the gods, and lived in blissful isolation, shielded by mountains of ice and snow. But if Hyperborea was so remote and ideal, could it ever have been real? Searching for the lost land over the centuries, explorers and scholars have tried to locate Hyperborea on the map. Some speculated it lay in northern Russia, others pointed to Iceland, Greenland, or Scandinavia. The idea of the Arctic Circle as Hyperborea gained popularity due to its endless summer daylight. In the Renaissance, cartographers included Hyperborea in early maps, often placing it near the North Pole, sometimes with 4 rivers flowing from a central mountain, imagery eerily similar to hollow earth theories that would come later. The Porphyry Mountains, the Riphean Mountains, even the legendary Ultima Thule, all were once believed to be connected to the lost Hyperborean region. But geography alone didn't satisfy curious minds. They wanted more than maps, they wanted the truth behind the myth. Hyperborea and human origins. In the 19th and 20th centuries, some writers and mystics proposed that Hyperborea wasn't just a myth, it was the cradle of humanity. Writers like Madame Blavatsky and the Theosophists claimed that the Hyperboreans were part of a root race, a spiritually advanced pre-human civilization. They believed Hyperborea existed before Atlantis and that it housed beings of light, non-physical in form, who eventually evolved into modern humans. Other fringe theorists argued that Hyperborea was an advanced technological civilization that had achieved great feats before being destroyed, or hidden possibly by a pole shift cataclysm, or intentional retreat underground. This leads us into even stranger territory. Esoteric and conspiracy theories. Some conspiracy theorists and alternative historians believe Hyperborea is linked to the hollow earth theory, UFO activity in polar regions, ancestral alien races. In the 20th century, the Nazi regime's honor-bearer division searched for Hyperborea and the so-called Aryan homeland. Their belief, Hyperborea was the origin point of a superior race, a dangerous and distorted interpretation of myth for political and ideological gain. In recent years, binary code allegedly received during UFO encounters, such as the Rendlesham Forest incident, has been said to reference coordinates in the Arctic Circle, again drawing attention to the North and its ancient secrets. While most of these theories are speculative at best, they show how the legend of Hyperborea refuses to fade. Symbolism and deeper meaning. Why does Hyperborea still capture our imagination? because it represents something universal, a yearning for perfection, for a world before the fall, for a time before corruption and suffering. To the ancient Greeks, Hyperborea symbolized divine light and wisdom far beyond the limitations of human life. To mystics, it's a memory of our spiritual origin. To modern minds, it's a puzzle one that connects myth, geography, archaeology, and the unknown. Whether real or not, Hyperborea stands as a metaphor for a world we instinctively believe once existed, or hope could exist again. So what do you believe? Was Hyperborea just a poetic fantasy dreamed up by ancient storytellers? Or was it based on distant memories, ancient migrations, and civilizations lost to time? Could there still be ruins beneath the ice? Or wisdom hidden in ancient texts waiting to be rediscovered? One thing's for sure, the legend of Hyperborea is far more than just a myth. It's a story that has echoed for thousands of years, and it's not going away anytime soon. Thanks for watching Quick Facts Verse. If you enjoy deep dives into hidden history, ancient civilizations, and myths that refuse to die, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more mysterious content every week. Until next time, stay curious.